All right, so welcome to this class. So today we are going to launch a little bit, not so much deep, but at least we are not going to be using the normal empty activity that we are used to. So today I want us to do a simple mobile application that we are really going to focus on using navigation drawer activity. How to use a navigation drawer activity in Android, because I'm very sure most of you guys might want to be doing your own project and you really desire to work with a navigation drawer activity. So right away, guys, let's just click on Start a New Android Studio project. Then on this template section, we are going to select a template called Navigation Drawer Activity. Navigation Drawer Activity. So just click on a next. Then yeah, so our title of the application, we can even call our application maybe our first NavDrawer NavDrawer app. Yeah, our first NavDrawer app. Then yeah, simply hit on a finish, guys. Finish. Then give our Android Studio a few seconds for it to process every other things for us. All right, so guys, we are good. Our Android Studio has done it all for us. So today we are going to work with a little bit more files than what we are used to, but you don't have to freak out because everything is so straightforward. I'm going to at least try to let you guys understand what every of these files inside here are doing. So ladies and gentlemen, so right away, let me just collapse this layout file, Then yeah, definitely let me just get into our Java folder as usual. Then yeah, I really don't like working with the test file. So as usual, let me just do away with them. All right, let's just delete them, guys. All right, so once we've done that, ladies and gentlemen, so let me just take you guys to the main activity right away, to the main activity. See, when we get to this main activity right now, guys, when we get to this main activity, there are few things that we are going to be looking at right now. Yeah, but you don't have to be freaked out because for one, this is like whatever you guys are looking at right now here, whatever I've selected is the floating action button, just like the one we were looking in our previous project at some point in time. Yeah, so the normal floating action button that is on the activity main. So let me just take you guys to the activity main layout, then activity main. Yeah, so this one here, these floating action button, as you can see, they are calling it right there. So the floating action button on the activity main is this something that is right down here. And clearly when we'll be running our project, it will have such like a window. Yeah. So right away, guys, I would like us to start by editing this part right here, which is on the navigation side of your application when we run. And remember, this kind of template, it will automate all the navigations, like say moving from showing this window that we are looking at and hiding it back like per se. So if we want to edit, this part right here, that part right there, then we are going to look at something called nav header main. The nav header main. Yeah, we are going to be dealing with the nav header main inside the layout. So this nav header main is what we are going to use to to affect this part right here on the activity main when we run our application. When we run our application. When we run our application. So ladies and gentlemen, so what we are going to do is, let's just proceed to our nav header main, then at least start by changing the background color right there. Then at least the texts that are right here, like say, I can see, what are these texts right here? They are Android Studio, then android.studio.com at android.com. Yeah, so I might want to change that. So right away, let me just proceed to the text side of it, then change the backgrounds right here. All right, so clearly you see the background right now is it has been set from here, guys. It has been set from here, and they're using some gradient kind of a thing. They're using some gradient. Yeah, so you don't really need to worry about a gradient right now. Yeah, but with time you're going to really understand how to work with gradients. But as for us right now, for the introductory bits of this course, let's just change the background color to our own. Let's just change the background to our own. Let's so simply start with a hash, follow through by any three numbers, of our choice, then we can select a color. Let me select a color, like which one? Like probably this one right there, so that if I hit on design right away, yeah, I have such like a background color on that. Then when I switch back to text, I have an image view. So clearly this image view, guys, is the one that is being displayed right here. So if I want to use a good image view right now, so I actually have to go and download one. Let me simply go download one image, place it in my drawables folder. Yeah, I can put it inside the drawables folder, then I can use it. So right away, let me simply go online and download some good image. So let me just go and download. Let me simply go and download an icon for Kenya so I can use it. So let me just go to iconfinder.com.
So you got to say that when you run Android Studio and the browser, the Android Studio will hang.
Yeah, so let's just go to iconfinder.com. Yeah, so right away, let me just look let me search for Kenya. Sorry for the typo right here, guys. So let me simply go back once again, then search for Kenya. Yeah, Kenya. Yeah, so definitely for class purposes, let's just go for the free version. Of these icons. Then we can download which one? Let me download this one here. So to download, let me simply hit on it once. Then let me even reduce the version, the size. Then yeah, we can download icon in PNG. Yeah, so let me right away hit on a save. Yeah, so right away, I know it has gone to my download. So let me just follow through to find it where it has been saved. So it's right here, guys. So in our drawables, guys, we are not going to be using uppercase characters. Neither am I going to advise you to use numbers. So let's just use small letters, like maybe, let me just call it maybe Kenya pick. Let me just call it as Kenya pick. Then let me just copy my Kenya pick. Let me copy my Kenya pick. Let me just copy my Kenya pick. Then let me take it back to my Android Studio. Then I'm pasting it. I'm just right clicking on my Android Studio drawable folder, then hit on paste. Then simply say okay. Okay, like that. Yeah, Kenya pick. If you really didn't name it nicely, Yeah, you might have to change it from here, but for me it's fine. So let me hit on okay. Okay. Let me hit on okay. Then right away, guys, so I will have to proceed to the text side of this file. Then on the image view, so my image is, these guys were using an image from the MIP map, but for us we are using it from the drawable. So let me just say at drawable / Kenya pick. Where is it? It's here at drawable / Kenya pick. So that when I simply hit back on my design, yeah, here is my image. Here is my image, and it's appearing really nicely, just like that, guys. It's appearing really
Can you
nice.
show us how you're saving it in the drawable again, please? How you're saving it?
All right, so yeah, so right away, guys, my image is now appearing just right here. Yeah, my image is appearing right there, and it's appearing nicely like that. So the very next thing that we need to consider is, you remember we had a few texts right here, like say we had the title as Android Studio, then the email right there. So why is it disappearing? Because it's actually disappearing because this image is a little bit big and it's trying to squeeze the other information down there. So to curb such like a situation, we can go and ensure that this part that is covered with the red or maroon, this is a red background. So we can ensure that this layout is taking it's having a wrap content kind of a property for the height, so that we don't just fix the height. So right now, if we go to our linear layout right here, you see the layout height. The layout height right now, guys, we are going to the dimensions and we are using some kind of a height. But for us, we don't want to use this. We want to use a specific height. So, and the height we're using is, let it just wrap the content. Let it wrap the content, so that when I hit back to design, yeah, at least you see it's a little bit big and it's now displaying my text right down there. Yeah, so when we get to a point where we'll be fetching our data from the database, is when we can make these like say Android Studio and the email here probably be dynamic. But meanwhile, let's just do a static kind of data right here. So let's simply also proceed to this text side again. Then, so for this text view, you see the text is going to get it from somewhere. Right now it's written Android Studio, but when I just click on it, it is going to tell me, all right, your text is inside the strings file. Then the name of the string file is called, or the string file is called nav header title. So when I simply get to my values right here, guys, then inside the strings, let me go for the nav header title. Where is it? It is right here. As you can see, the nav header title is Android Studio. So instead of the Android Studio, I can simply change this to something like, say, maybe King Wanyama. Then instead of and the NavHeader subtitle, clearly it's right here. So even if we get to the other side, it will still redirect us back to here. So let's just change this to maybe King Wanyama 01 at gmail.com. Yeah, such like a thing. Then when I let me just King Wanyama 01 at gmail.com. So let me just close this strings file, because I don't really like opening up files that I'm not using for now. So let me just close it for now, but we might come back to this file because of other sections of this app. So let me just close it for now, guys. Then so when I come to this side and let me hit on design, as you can see now, I have the text King Wanyama, then King Wanyama 01 at gmail.com. Then definitely here is the car icon of the image of ours. Yeah. So that now, right now, guys, if I go to my activity main, you will realize that, yeah, voila, it has to change. Yeah, it has actually changed, guys. As you see, when we get to our activity main, it has changed. It has changed. It has changed. Why? Because we just came here, edited a few things, from the color to other options, right down there, like the text view, the text view, the text view, yeah, the text view. All right, so the very next thing that we need to look at, guys, is this part here, right, just right here, yeah. So as you can see, our app bar main is, let me just hit on design so we can see. Our app bar main is let me just try to find out something here first, guys. Yeah. So whatever I've actually been looking for is this part here, this part here, In fact, when I just remove that color, when I remove that color, so let me just hit on design, guys. As you can see, I was trying to ensure that I target this white color, that white part, this white part right here. And so it is right on the activity main. But it has been it has its own kind of an element or a widget called a navigation view. So when I simply come to the navigation view on the activity main right there, let me just put some kind of a background color that looks exactly the same as what I used on the nav header main background right there. So when I go on my activity main, then just hit on the background. So at least I'm having such like a view or such like a display. Yeah. So it's actually appearing really nicely. Yeah, it's actually appearing really nicely for me if I just have some color from the top to the bottom that looks really nicely like that. So the very next thing that I'm supposed to do is, now I want to target these icons right here, like all the menus, these menus right here, So the menu home, the menu gallery, the menu slideshow, and so on and so forth. Yeah, but at least meanwhile on the activity main, guys, when I just go on my activity main on the navigation view, I've managed to change the background color. Yeah, the background color. Now the very next thing is, now if we are going to be targeting these icons right here, these icons right here, ladies and gentlemen, uh, that means we need to go to the menus folder, because home, gallery, slideshow are menus. So when I just get to the menus folder, there is this activity main drawer. Yeah, this main drawer. This is actually the drawer we are talking about. This part with a red background is the drawer we are talking about. So on the activity main drawer right here, so I can be able to see. Let me just zoom a little bit. Let me see if they will be visible. No, they are not visible. Let me just switch to the text side of these. Yeah, so when I switch this side, as you can see, we even have this icon for the camera, for the gallery, then for the slideshow. Yeah, so that when I just go on my activity main, or when I just go on my activity main, these are exactly the icons that we are looking at. These are exactly the icons that we are looking at. These are exactly the icons that we are looking at. These are exactly the icons that we are looking at. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to change these icons, right away, just proceed to your nav, to your activity main drawer. Then right away, for the titles, you see, for the camera, I have a title right here. For the camera, I have a title right here. So this title, you see right now, it is just written home in some sort of a faint kind of a color. But when I click on this home, it is telling me it is getting this title from the strings, then menu home. So when I simply go to my strings file, inside the strings, where is my menu home? My menu home is here. So I can just change it from home to maybe home icon or such like a thing. I can even call it as home icon. Yeah. Or home icon, so that when I go on my activity main right away, it has to be changed right now to something like home icon. So right away, home icon. As you can see, it has already changed to home icon. So if I wanted to change, where is my header main? I'm already done with you. So the second one, for the gallery, when I go to the title, I need to look for a string called menu gallery. So inside the strings, there is menu gallery. I can even call this as maybe gallery icon if I wanted to change it. Then for the slideshow, follow suit to maybe slideshow icon. Slideshow icon per se, slideshow icon. So that when I just take a look at it now here, let me see if it's going to, it has already changed to home icon, gallery icon, slideshow icon. And all those I've just changed them from the strings file. Now, what if I want to change the icons from this camera to a different thing, from this one right here to a different thing, from this camera to a different thing, from this icon right here to a different thing, or from this slideshow to a different thing? What if I want to do such like a thing, ladies and gentlemen? So what I need to do is I need to simply go to this activity main drawer, to this activity main drawer. Then on this activity main drawer, look at where the icon is coming from. The icon is coming from at drawable. Then I see menu camera. Then as you can see, this second one for the is also the at drawable. Then I see menu gallery. Then the third one is at drawable. Then I see menu slideshow. So that means if we need to change these ones, guys, right now, we need to simply go to our drawable. Ladies and gentlemen. Then also add there our own icons, So creating such like icons in Android are not so different from how we created the app icon. Like say maybe when we were creating the icon, the launching icon of the application. It's not so different. So right away on our drawable, just right click on it, then simply say new. Right click on it, simply pointing on new. Once you right click, ladies and gentlemen, just once you right click on the drawable, just say new. Then there's an option for vector asset. We are actually going to use something called a vector asset. When we were working with icons for the launching, the application launch icons, we were using an image asset. But this time around, we are simply using a vector asset. Then this vector asset, I can just choose a vector asset by clicking on this clip at kind of an icon. So when I click right there, it's going to take me to a window where I can select several of these things. So let me it was taking some time, but it's here. So that now, when I just select option all, I can search for, like say, let me say camera. So this time around, let's use a different one. Let's use this one here. Then just simply say okay. Then I can just leave the name to be like that. I see camera black. And I use that. I see camera black. Hit on a next. Then just hit on a finish. I see camera black. Just hit on a next, then on a finish like that. So that right now, I'm very sure inside the drawables, there's I see camera black. Where is it? It is here. I see camera black. It's right there. So that now, when I come to this first icon, I need to simply change the name from I see menu camera to I see camera black. It is right here. I see camera black. Look up how it has changed. It has already changed, guys. This has already changed to a different thing. So let me also follow through. Let me also follow through for the second one for the gallery. So again, for the gallery, I need to create its own icon. So right click on it, then just say new vector asset. Then yeah, let me just click on this clip art kind of a thing. I know it's going to take a few seconds to launch that window, so let's just be patient a bit. Yeah, so then I can just search for gallery. Gallery is not there. Can we use something like, say, picture? Yeah, we can. Let's just use something like, say, this one here. Yeah, picture. We can even use a picture one. Yeah, for the gallery. Yeah, so let's just use this as an example, guys. Yeah, so but I'm very sure when you are in development or in production, you use better icons. There are better ways of how to do this, guys. So yeah, in picture in picture like that. Yeah, then I can just yeah, save it like that. Nothing to change. I see picture in picture black. Hit on a next and I finish. So now right away, I can use this one as I see picture in picture black. Yeah, it has already changed, guys. It has already changed. It has already changed right here. Then the very next thing is about the slideshow. The slideshow. So let me also go to the drawable and look for the icon for the slideshow. New vector asset. Then let me look for the slideshow. I'll click there. So let me just search something like, say, slide. But this is exactly what we already have, don't we? Let me just close and see if that's exactly what we have. Is it? I see menu slideshow. Let me create once again. I wasn't just sure if this is it, so let me just create a.
No, it's different. It's different. That one is different.
Okay, Sawa. Let me use the one that has been here. So new vector asset. Then let me click on the clip art thing. Then let me just use slide. Yeah, it's actually different. So let me use this one here. And I see slideshow black. So let me just say next and finish. Then right away, I can use I see slideshow black. Come on, is it not there? I'm changing the wrong part, guys. That's the ID. No, I need the I see slideshow black. I see slideshow black on the icon, not the ID, on the icon. So that right away, guys, yeah, it has changed. So that if I just go on my activity main right now, this is it. This is it, guys. They have actually changed. Yeah, the first one was a different one. The second one, we have actually changed all of them. We have changed all of them, plus the titles right there, plus the titles, plus the titles. Now, the very next thing is, guys, before we run this application so that you guys can see at least what we have done on this project, but remember we are also going to deal with the listeners, but I just want to run it fast so that you guys can see how this thing is going to work. I want to run it fast so that you guys can see how it is going to work, before we proceed. Yeah, so right away, even before we run, guys, I can tackle one more thing before we run this. So on the main activity, or on the, can I see on the main activity, where is my main, this activity main? So on the content main, let me see, where is my content main on the layout? Content main. Let me hit on design, let me see. No, I'm not seeing it. So on the menus, oh, right away, let me not even disturb myself with this one here. Let me just close it even. So on the menu, then menu main. Right now on the menus, guys, we have a menu We have a menu called settings as usual. Yeah, this menu called settings. We also want guys to change it somehow. To read something like, say, maybe exit app, so that when someone clicks on the exit app, we can implement this listener for exiting. We can implement the listener for exiting the application. Then, yeah, before we run it, then when we come back, we'll look at the navigational drawer listeners. Yeah, for the home, for the camera, for the slideshow. Yeah, but meanwhile, let's just implement it. So right away, instead of naming this one as settings, guys, let's simply go and change this text to maybe say exit. So right away, ladies and gentlemen, right away, let's just toggle to the text side of these. So when I toggle to the text side of these, this thing has been given an ID, a title from the string, then action settings. Yeah, action settings, guys. Sorry for that. Yeah, so action settings. So when we simply need to go to the title, then at least change the action settings to a different thing. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to be talking about settings anymore. We are going to be talking about something like edit. So just to keep ourselves relevant, let's not continue using these action settings in the strings file, because I'm very sure if I come to strings file, I'm going to find action settings, which has got text settings, which right away we are changing this to exit per se. But must we continue using settings as the name of this resource? We should not, as in it's not a must. So we can at least try to change it to maybe say action, maybe exiting or such like a thing, so that we have our text to be exit. So to do that, we can simply come to our item on the main.xml menu file. So right away, instead of using action settings, we can edit. We can rename these. We can rename these to action exit. Then that means when we rename here action exit, we should also come to the settings here and also change these to action exit. But now remember, that is too much of a work to do, guys. There's Android Studio, and Android Studio has really shortened up things for us, guys. Instead of editing right here, then again coming to this side, editing it right here, and as you can see, it's when now it's changing. There's a better way. Let me just undo to go back to where it was. Yeah, to settings. Let me also undo this side. I'm just undo, go back to setting. So instead of changing here, then come change right here. It is easier when I just select this action setting kind of a thing, right click on it, then use an option called refactor rename. So when I refactor rename these action settings to something maybe action exiting, then I just hit on refactor. It is going to change here to action resetting. Then it is going to search inside our application any other place that is using this resource. So right now, when I come to my strings, I'll find it has already changed here also to action resetting. So refactor renaming, guys, is the way. Refactor renaming is the way. Yeah. So not just not hard coding things. No. Refactor rename. And that's only available, guys, in JetBrains tools. Yeah, like the Android Studio that we are using that has got the IntelliJ and so on and so forth. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, so action exit is right here. So right now, when I hit on the menu, it has exit right there. So I need to also, like right now, you see the ID is action settings. No, let me just, so the ID is not used anywhere. I can just change it to the ID to maybe action exit. Yeah, let me just change the ID. The ID has not been reused anywhere, so I'm not going to refactor rename. No. I'm actually not going to refactor rename. I'm not going to refactor rename. Let me just name it like this. So that when we go in our activity main now, in our activity main, so to implement this, the clicking, just right after this method here, we can do something called on option item, on options item selected, on options item selected method. This one here, we can override that method called on option item selected, so that we can also just return when. So we can return a when statement. So return.
So I've not understood what you've just done.
So that now, after we've done that, guys, so the very next thing that I need to do, is now to return a when statement to check which menu item has been clicked using definitely their IDs. So let me just return when a when statement. So when item, this item, we are using this item here. So when item dot item ID, when item dot item ID, then we can just say when return when item dot item ID. Just confirm something from my side, guys. There's something. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah. So so when the ID is r.id.action exit. Yeah, when it is like that, action exit, what do? Let's just open a curly bracket right there. Then we are going to do something inside there. Meanwhile, let me just put there a true to avoid all these errors that are there. Yeah. Then else, the else part. The else part can return these. The else part can just return these here. I don't really need this return. Then the else part will return that. Yeah, perfect. So I only need now to implement the exiting inside here. I need now to implement the exiting inside there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So right away, so to do the exiting code is, we can start with maybe now say var. So because if we are going to exit an application, ladies and gentlemen, this is the logic. When we exit the application, we need to click on the exit, then have an alert dialog that is going to ask you, are you sure you want to exit? Then when we click on OK is when we exit. When we simply say cancel, we ignore. We just dismiss that dialog. We simply dismiss that dialog, and nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. So meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, let's just now implement these, implement the alert dialog. So alert dialog. So var alert dialog equals to alert dialog equals to alert dialog dot builder alert dialog dot builder. Then alert dialog dot builder, which requires the context of where we are. So we are here on the main activity. We simply say these. Then right away we can say now our alert dialog dot set title. So the title that will be on the alert dialog is maybe exiting up. Then we can also say dot set message. Are you sure you want to exit? Are you sure you want to exit? Then dot set cancelable. So we don't want anyone to cancel it unless they click on a yes or a no. Set cancelable, false, false, dot, dot. We need now to set the positive button. So the positive button will be maybe if someone wants to click on a yes or a no. Yeah. So dot set cancelable. So let me just push this one to the new line, guys. Let me just push this one to the new line so we can continue typing there. So dot set positive button, positive button. So the button will have a message, maybe yes, yes. So are you sure you want to exit? Yes, comma. Then once they say yes, we need to set an on-click listener. An on-click listener. Then the on-click listener that we are going to set is this on dialog interface. This first one. This on dialog interface listener. Yeah, we are going to set a listener right there, guys. Then yeah, so we need the opening and closing curly brackets like that. Then we will need two parameters. We will need the dialog. The dialog, then we can use ID here, ID right there. Yeah, or we can also still use that which. Yeah, then yeah. So at least set positive button, yes, then the listener. Then inside the listener is where we exit. When someone clicks on a yes, we need to exit. So exit, exit. So to exit is you use something called exit process method. So exit process method. So we exit the app using a code 0. So code 0, that means it has ended without errors. It has ended without any errors. It has, as in when it exits with code 0, that means yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's exiting well. It is exiting well. So yeah, after we've set the on-click listener after we've set the positive button up to here, so we also need to set negative button. Set negative button. So are you sure you want to exit? Maybe someone is going to say no. Then we need to set also the on-click listener. The on-click listener. Yeah, the on-click listener. So I've said if you use this which is still okay, but yeah, let me use the ID there instead of which. Yeah. Then yeah, if someone is going to click on a no, what do? We just simply say our dialog dot dismiss. Dialog dismiss. Yeah, dialog dismiss. Just say the dialog dot dismiss. Yeah, just dismiss that dialog. Yeah, just dismiss it. Then finally down here, just say dot create dot show. Yeah, dot create dot show. Yeah, we have already done that alert dialog. So when someone is going to click on action exit, we create our alert dialog using the alert dialog builder. Then we set the title, we set the message, we set the negative button, we set the positive button. Then we create the dialog and we show it to the user. We show it to the user. So right away, guys, ladies and gentlemen, so as far as we are concerned, we have our activity main part working like this. Then yeah, so our activity main is working. And when we go on our menu, this part here needs to be working right now when we run our application. So let's just try to run and see what happens before we start looking at these home icon, gallery, and slideshow listeners. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just try to run these right away.
So before it finishes running, I have a question.
All right, so yeah, so clearly, guys, you've seen how that application, we've run that application. It clearly looks like this, and even the menu icon, the menu item right up there for the exit is also working perfectly. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, we can proceed from there. So our code is working perfectly. Okay, so Emmanuel, you're asking about these. Yeah, you can still use which. It's okay. Which is still okay. Yeah, it's only that I changed mine. Yeah. All right. So ladies and gentlemen. So you guys saw me go on this part of the application, then clicking on home. Then I move to some page. Click on gallery, move to some page, click on slideshow, move to some page. How was I able to do that? So, ladies and gentlemen, if I just go to this main activity, you see when I scroll up here, they are telling me that the navigation view is on the navigation view, but again, when to control the navigation, yeah, the navigation controller, I'm using some host fragment. So this host fragment is on this content main activity. So the content main, let me just go on the content main. Where is it in the layout? Content main. It's right here. So when I just go the text, as you can see, I have a fragment called a nav host per se, a nav host, which has got a nav host fragment. A nav host ID, nav host fragment ID. So, ladies and gentlemen, a fragment, most of you guys are really wondering what's a fragment. A fragment is like a nested activity. It's like a page within a page. So that means we can have a page like a main activity, which can have even 10 fragments. So that means it can have 10 sub layouts or sub activities, 10 of them. And that's exactly what is happening right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I click on the home activity, on the home icon, I know the home icon has got an ID. So when I just go to the activity main drawer, the home icon has got an ID called nav home. So when I simply go to the main activity right here, you see we are setting on the app bar configuration. We have a set of icons right there. We have an icon for nav home. We have an icon for nav gallery. We have an icon for nav slideshow that are on the drawer layout. So that if we click on any of those, automatically it is going to use this nav host fragment, and that nav host fragment, ladies and gentlemen, is on our activity main. Is on the content main, and remember the content main is definitely being called by this activity main. So if I just hit here, you'll see something like say include upper main. Where is it? Drawer layout. Activity main drawer. So let me just go to the content main. So clearly, guys, you see our activity main. Our activity main is using the where is it? It's including the app bar main, and the app bar main right here. When we go to the app bar main, you see the app bar main is definitely using the main activity. Yeah. So the main activity, and on this app bar main, we are also including the content main. So on the content main, is where we are using the fragment nav host fragment. So that now, ladies and gentlemen, so what we are supposed to do now, you see, when we are on the main activity, our nav host main is sort of the one that is controlling everything, in our application. So that when someone clicks when someone clicks on any of those activities, in any of those activities, there's a way the nav host main is going to get to the Java folder on our package, then gets inside the UI. So that when it gets inside the UI folder, it is automatically going to get to any of these fragments right here. So there's like the gallery fragment, there's like the home fragment and the slideshow fragment, ladies and gentlemen. So the very next thing that we are supposed to do now at that point is now to take care of all these fragments. So let me get inside the, like, say for example, the gallery fragment. So when I get to the gallery fragment, ladies and gentlemen, so here is the gallery fragment, and this gallery fragment is clearly just using something called a gallery view model, which I literally don't want to use it for now. Yeah, this one, the Android Studio guys used it just to display some kind of concept, but I'm honestly not going to use this one in this class. So let me just delete the gallery view model. I don't really need these guys, so let me just remove it. Yeah, delete it anyway. So yeah, so that means if I delete it like that, I am going to have an issue right here. So this entire line, I don't really want it. And the one that has got a red, I just do away with it. This one here, I don't really want it. Then this one here is also gone with time, so that instead of displaying the text that these guys had displayed from the gallery view model, I just say now my text view, I can give it my own message. My text view dot text equals to, I can say this is a gallery fragment. I can say something like that. The same thing to the home. So instead of the home view model, let me just remove it like this. Then yeah, right away I can delete it anyway. Then yeah, I don't really now need on the view model, gallery view model, I don't really need these. I don't really need these. I don't really need these. No, just these. Then this text view dot text equals to this is a home fragment. Then also for the slideshow, I don't really need the slideshow view model. Delete it anyway. Then on the slideshow, right away, I don't need this line right there. Neither do I need this one here. Neither do I need this one here. Then I can just say text view dot text equals to this is a slideshow fragment. This is a slideshow fragment. So that every other time I click on the home, when I click on the home fragment, it will take me to the home fragment. When I get to the home fragment, I'll find their text saying this is a home fragment. Then when I click on the slideshow, the same thing. When I click on the gallery, the same thing. It is actually super straightforward like that, guys. So yeah, whenever you're working with fragments, just come to these. Don't even be bothered about every other logistics behind there. Just come to the gallery, change the things here, change the things here, change the things here, make them your own, and that's it. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's try to run this. In fact, let's say maybe let me even just add there by King. Then this one here by maybe Matilda. Then this one by Seme Israel. Yeah, so let's try to run this once again, guys. Let's just try to run this application once again.